I initially started in the Banquine act, which is the finale act in the show, and then I progressed to the aerial hoops, and then slowly I went to the aerial silks. I used to do a type of gymnastics called sports acrobatics, and that's how I got into Cirque, doing this sport. Yeah. Sometimes it's funny when maybe your wig or your hat is falling off on stage and there's nothing you can do about it, and you feel sometimes that you look really, really silly, but you still have to be very professional and continue with the show. Throughout the show, simple little things like that happen, but we try our hardest to not let the audience see what's going on. Tragic is always when you see someone get injured or if something happens. We all train really hard to prevent bad things from happening, but sometimes we're just human and sometimes mistakes happen, and it's really sad to see someone you know being hurt or injured or just upset if they didn't have a good show, because we all care so much about what we do on stage. So this is the second time I've been here, because I was here with Quidam before when we performed in the Big Top, and I absolutely love Lisbon. I'm so happy to be back. I was actually in the shopping mall across the road and didn't even realise I've been here before. I've been in this shopping mall before. Yeah, it took me about 30 minutes to realise, yeah, I've definitely been here before. So yeah, I think it was in 2008. We were performing here in Lisbon, and we were here for more than 1 month. So I think it was 2008. And I was 19 at the time, so very different now and yeah than back then, so it's nice.
Every show at Cirque du Soleil, we have an artistic director who travels with the show. And the reason for that is that we're not musical theatre. We don't have a book. We're not trying to copy and paste the same show every day. It's a concept. It's an idea. So within that idea, in order to keep the show alive, in order to keep it relevant, we have an artistic director who travels with the show to keep the show constantly evolving. Whatever the artists do in the show has to be real, it has to be genuine, it has to be sincere, and that's about the emotion. So because it's an idea, because it's a concept, I use that, they use that in order to make sure that it's real. This is actually my favourite show. I've worked on 6 different Cirque du Soleil shows. This show is more a piece of theatre than the other shows. We do explore an imaginary universe, as we do on all our shows. It's our signature. But within that, the inspiration came from Franco walking down the streets of New York and seeing people just look straight ahead. People look at the floor, they look straight ahead, they don't look or make a connection with all the people around them. And that's the idea. In the show, it's manifested by a child who is trying to get attention from her mother and father, as we all do. We all want parental approval. She doesn't get that, so she goes into an imaginary world. But it's about, if we connect and if we take the time and choose to connect with other people, we share and we care, therefore we become better human beings. And I think the show is about that. When it was created in 1996, there was an issue in society. Now, 18 years later, it's still relevant, even more so because we all communicate electronically. So the world is becoming a different place. The show still has relevance, and it plays a very big role in the history of Cirque du Soleil. This show is one of the early ones. Cirque du Soleil set out to reinvent circus. This show, the third in a series of 3 shows, really took circus and turned it upside down completely. This is a piece of theatre with all the boxes ticked for Cirque du Soleil because it's incredible acrobatics, it's incredible production, the music is just gorgeous, it's wonderful. But we can affect people emotionally in a different way, and I think that's why I like this show best. I think it's very, very special and unique. Well, I think it's to make people aware that everybody suffers, everybody has anguish, everybody has joy. What we choose to share with others is our choice, but make a choice that's brave and don't go into a shell. Because I think by sharing you no longer have that issue. So yeah, I think in a sense, yes, it's a statement. Well, I arrived last night, so I don't know yet. We had a few days off, and I live in Paris, so I was very near, so I went home. What is interesting is being with Quidam in Europe, because we've been in Spain, France, Switzerland and Greece. The reaction of a European audience is very, very interesting, and I think that this show is made for a European audience. We're not American in the sense of just looking for a happy ending that doesn't have any substance. This is about making people think and making people commit to an emotion, and I think that's why it works so well in Europe. So quite honestly, I'm very excited to see the audience reaction tonight. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good, because it always is, but I just love the way Europeans have been reacting, because it's the way I react. But I'm European, what can I say?
We've been through some amazing places. We've just over the past year we've done France, Germany, Italy, Greece, and now we're really happy to be in Portugal. This is a great venue, so it's been a really fantastic load-in. Yes, one of our best actually. And you know, it's pretty standard load-in for us. Big arena, so normally it's one day, about 10-hour day, and we're all done. It's, well, just last week we were at a venue that was very small, and this giant structure that's over there that we call the téléphérique did not fit in the venue, so the riggers had to be very creative to get it to go over part of the bleachers. So that took us a little bit of time, but yeah, it's a pretty easy show to set up. What's the big challenge with the lighting on this show is that most of the atmospheres on the show, we don't have a lot of set, as you can see. Most of the atmospheres on the show are created with lighting and lighting patterns being projected on the stage. So that's how we go from one scene to the other. So the adjustment of those patterns has to be very, very precise on stage. We're doing all of this now with intelligent lights. We used to do it with a conventional system in the big top. It took 16 hours of focus, and now I do it in 3 hours. I've been with the company for 17 years, so I've been pretty much all over the world with them. I've worked big top shows, I've worked in the offices in Montreal, now I'm back on tour with an arena show. So yeah, I've had kind of a progression with the company at the same time. We had 3 shows on the road, and now we have about 20 productions around the world.
So I'm an acrobat. I'm working in banking act. It's acrobatics. Acrobatics, like I do mixed pair. So and guys just throw us and catch us. When I was young, like I'm still young, but when I was kid, I was dreaming to work in Cirque du Soleil. And the show Quidam is the most beautiful show that I have ever seen. Sometimes we do funny mistakes on stage. We fall on stage, and instead of nervous or be upset, we laughing, and sometimes it's funny. And I like my act, and the guys are always make jokes and training, and it's a good atmosphere. And well, let's go. So, but sometimes we did big mistakes and we had some injuries. So it happens, of course, with everybody. It's our job very dangerous. And sometimes when you're upset or when you're in a not a good mood, you can do like silly mistakes. So it's kind of like rock life, but I do like it. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's fun. So there's lots of sides. So as usual, this is my actually second time in Portugal. I've been here once when I was in sport, and I've been in Maya. Maya, yeah. Maybe have you heard about Maya Cup acrobatics?
Yeah.
So I did mixed pair, and I went to World Cup and Maya Cup 2 years ago, probably. I really like Portugal. I have a lot of friends here from sport, and my days off was really cool. And I really like food and people. You're so friendly, guys. So let's go.
O meu nome é Pedro Viegas, sou o diretor de produção da Everything Is New, responsável aqui pelo concerto do Quidam aqui em Lisboa, que é um grande orgulho para nós. Já vamos no quinto espetáculo do Cirque du Soleil que fazemos em Portugal. Temos sempre a certeza que é um carimbo de grande qualidade, como tem sido os outros, e para nós é um privilégio poder trazer um espetáculo tão magnífico a Portugal mais uma vez, numa altura que também é mais festiva, por isso há mais união das famílias e tudo mais. Por isso achamos que é sempre positivo, a adesão também está a ser muito boa. E muito mais também não posso dizer, porque as pessoas também têm que viver, não é? Por isso, além de todos os números circenses, quer dizer, temos uma coisa espetacular aqui também no Cirque du Soleil, que parece que estamos nas Nações Unidas, temos pessoas de todas as nacionalidades. E é um grande espetáculo para Portugal, para Lisboa, e que é importante para continuar na cena dos maiores eventos. O Cirque du Soleil é que traz toda a produção, por isso estamos a falar de mais de 20 caminhões, traz muita logística e depois precisa de alguma ajuda nossa, desde mão de obra, desde pessoal de trabalho e muitas coisas mais típicas. Todos os Cirque du Soleil são diferentes do circo tradicional. Eu acho que isso é o carimbo. Aqui nós estamos a falar aqui tem sempre uma vertente mais circense e diferente, ligada sempre assim à música, diferente. Tem uma parte cómica sempre, mas com números sempre diferentes, não é aquele palhaço tradicional que nós estamos acostumados a ver, nem aqueles números normais que nós costumamos a ver no circo. Essa coisa é completamente diferente, que tem que ser vista, acho eu, que é único. Graças a Deus, trágica nunca tive nenhuma, mas como nós sabemos, são números fixos, estamos a trabalhar, o Cirque du Soleil é completo é feito a companhia por vários atletas, por isso pode acontecer, não é? Como um atleta é alcançado, alguém se magoar. Por acaso, nunca aconteceu nada, mas estás sempre preparado para que isso possa acontecer, não é? Há um plano de contingência para isso. Porque é normal, estamos a falar de atletas, acrobacias, por isso é inevitável. Às vezes acontece, connosco nunca aconteceu. Por isso nunca tive nenhuma má experiência nesse aspecto aqui no caso do circo. Uma alegria, sempre que há um Cirque du Soleil, tenho uma alegria desde a parte mais cómica, como falámos, mas uma outra alegria que é O prazer que nós temos, nós na Everything is New, em fazer eventos e com o contentamento normalmente que as pessoas saem, porque as pessoas saem sempre muito contentes com o que viram. Realmente é um espetáculo que as pessoas gostam e que entretém, por isso. Eu tenho normalmente quando acaba o circo, aqui o Quidam ou o Cirque du Soleil, eu digo sempre que tive 2 momentos bons, que é o momento em que me rio porque é suposto rir toda a gente e depois é um momento que não é rio, mas é um riso de contentamento, de alegria, de um trabalho bem realizado e de sentir que as pessoas gostaram de ter estado cá e que por isso, aí não é se calhar bem rir, o melhor termo, mas sim sorrir.
¿Vienen a ver a Cirque du Soleil?
Sí,
¿Sí? ¿En qué están esperando?
a la entrada. A la entrada.
¿La entrada? ¿Me están esperando un buen espectáculo?
Sí.
¿Sí? ¿Primera vez?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Acabamos de venir a Lisboa.
¿Primera vez en Lisboa?
Sí.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir. Bienvenue au Cirque du Soleil.